Hey there, this is Manga. Welcome to the 50-minute Banting Diet Body Transformation Masterclass. And my goal for today is to show you an entirely new and simple weight loss method that helped me lose 23 kilograms of fat and gain 6 kilograms of muscle. Boy, that's a mouthful. And I'm going to show you how you can customize it to your exact body type and start using it right now to reach your lean weight without the frustration of plateauing and maintaining it, without giving away the food that you love, exercising excessively, spending money on expensive programs or trainers, gaining the weight back, or ever getting stuck. I'm not going to insult your intelligence and make you think this is a live class. This is pre-recorded, and as such, you can take this class when and where it is convenient for you. I need you to stay focused during this training. I have helped several people that previously used to struggle to lose weight, and I know how transformational it can be. I don't want you to get distracted, so do yourself a favor of staying focused. I cannot stress enough that this training is interactive. I will respond to all your specific questions with one-on-one feedback. So even though you are not watching this live, this is current material, and I want you to ask questions and how this method applies to your weight loss journey. We respond to 100% of queries that are logged onto our server. We are going to move quickly because we have a lot of ground to cover, and be sure to stick around to the end of this training. I have some awesome bonuses, but only if you stay until the end of the training. I'm going to give you a blueprint that lists the foods and food combinations other than carbs that make your body store fat, and I will give you some templates and frameworks that you can start using immediately for your weight loss journey. So stick around until the end and pay attention. As I mentioned earlier, I started the Banting diet in 2008, but I struggled to lose weight back then, until I discovered a natural weight loss method that helped me lose weight, build muscle, and tone my body without getting stuck. So I'll be sharing with you in this training these 3 life-changing and body transformational secrets. So let's get started. Secret number 1. How to lose up to 10 kilograms of fat in 12 weeks with a 2-size reduction and consistently lose up to 1 kilogram of fat every week thereafter on the low-carb diet without plateauing, with zero overwhelm. If you're like most that struggle to lose weight, you're suffering from what I call the Banting frustrations. You're in a total state of Banting commandment overwhelm and meal plan and recipe confusion, trying to figure what works, who to listen to, and you're also suffering from information overload. Yuck. That is where you're consuming blogs, podcasts, meal plans, recipes, and everything in between, drinking from a fire hose tons of content that don't fit together to give you the results you want. You might even be spending tons of time and money and still not losing weight. Well, here's some good news and something that I discovered, and I wish I had learned this a long time ago, that it is not your fault. Everybody else has a clear path to success. Think about it. Doctors, lawyers, engineers, chefs, all you do is show up, get the training, and get certified and start working, and you achieve your goal. There is a clear path from where you are to where you want to be. Everyone uses a predefined, well-tested route except for you who wants to lose weight. There is no clear path that shows you the weight loss phases and stages and what to do for each one of them. This is partly because of what I call the G myth. This is when all the gurus out there try to push pieces of the puzzle but not giving you the key ingredients required for success. They want to upsell you in nickel and dime to death and give you stuff that your body does not respond well to. And they sell quick fixes and non-functional products. So, I want to cut through all that and show you how you can consistently lose weight on the low-carb diet. So, let's zoom out and let's see the forest through the trees or the planet through the stars, and let me show you a clear path to weight loss success. This applies to anyone that wants to lose weight on the low-carb diet. These 4 core steps that we're going to cover in this training. But first, I need you to go on a strict information diet. What is that? I need you to pay attention to what I'm going to cover in this very short training and implement it step by step, and stop consuming the blogs, meal plans, recipes, and all the other stuff that is only adding to your frustration, only giving you one piece of the puzzle. So, if you agree to go on a strict information diet, I'm going to give you a very powerful weight loss method that you can use right away. So, remember when I said back in my final year of my master's degree, I discovered something that would change my life forever a couple of years later? Well, this is it. You see, when I was doing my final year at varsity, we had frameworks and templates that we used to write our thesis. With the amount of work that needs to be covered, it is almost impossible to try and figure out your own format. You need a framework and template that cuts through all the pain and suffering and helps you deliver a killer thesis. A few years later, when I was trying to lose weight, while trying to follow through the footsteps of low-carb diet mentors like Dave Hart, Tim Noakes, Eric Berg, and people that were using visual models like this, it clicked. I was like, wait a minute. Every single thing, every step that a person has to take, you can cut out 90% of the pain by creating a framework. All you have to do is show up, fill it up, and move on. So, I will walk you through a successful weight loss path, and I'm going to show you a framework for literally every step. So you're not only going to get the strategy in a one-page template, I'm going to show you how you can use frameworks to shortcut your weight loss progress and really start moving towards your goal quickly. The first part that I want to talk about is achieving keto conversion. Everyone wants to talk about meal plans, recipes, exercises, but the truth is, if you don't achieve keto conversion, nothing else will work. When you achieve keto conversion, everything else becomes fill in the blanks. Your body converts from using glucose to using fats. Most make the mistake of thinking this happens automatically once you start eating less carbs. Well, it doesn't. If you're struggling to lose weight on the low-carb diet, chances are your body has not converted yet. You might argue that you now eat less carbs to no carbs at all. Well, your body is converting the protein that you eat into glucose. And if you're not eating enough protein, your body is dissolving your muscles to supplement the glucose requirements. In this case, you are also going to experience some weight loss, but it is due to muscle loss, not fat loss. Achieve keto conversion and you're on your way to losing weight on the low-carb diet. It is that simple. In fact, achieving keto conversion is responsible for 80% of your success. It is the work that you don't see happening, but counts the most. This is how you go from having 30 to 40% body fat, spending endless hours exercising and struggling to lose weight, to having a body that burns fat like a furnace. It is almost fail-safe because you would have done all the homework up front, and more importantly, it is super simple. The first part of keto conversion is called diet plan formulation. Quite simply, this is your whole weight loss journey on one page. Under the diet plan formulation training, there are several resources that we give to our members. Now, I'm going to buzz through some of them so I can get to the important ones. Obviously, you want to use what we call the beginner's weight loss planner to make sure that you have a very clear picture of where you are and where you want to be. It is like planning a trip and gathering everything you need for it. What is your current fat percentage? Don't worry much about your weight because it is the amount of fat that determines your health level. And you can measure this using various tools ranging from simple calipers to complex body analyzers. What is your ideal lean fat percentage that you're aiming for? We have ideal tables that can help you determine yours. But You have to know what this number is to give you a clear indication of what you're gunning or aiming for. How much fat do you need to lose? You can convert the percentage into actual weight. Are you comfortable with your planned pathway, and are you aware of the time it will take you to reach your target weight? Then you document all that in what we call the phase assessment. Then we look at the method you're going to use. Very simply, this is the method that you will use to achieve keto conversion. There are two methods that we use, depending on whether you know your insulin sensitivity level or not. But very important here is understanding where you're starting from and the stage of each phase you're at. Your progress is measured by whether or not you have achieved the end goal of each phase. Are you still in the keto conversion stage? Are you in the maximizing fat metabolism phase? And so on. And you want to document that. The important thing to note here is that if you can't measure it, it doesn't matter. All form of progress should be measurable. Do you see how powerful this exercise could be for your weight loss? The next step in achieving keto conversion is blocking fat production. This is super powerful because it is how you turn your body from a fat production factory into a fat burning machine. Folks, this is a game changer if you get this right. We have, as you can guess, a framework for that, and let me walk you through how it works. If you just started the low-carb diet, the first thing you want to know is your insulin sensitivity level. If you know it, you can use the moderate method to achieve the absence of insulin. But if you don't know it, you should use the top-down method to achieve the absence of insulin. The key here is achieving the absence of insulin and maintaining it for a minimum of 10 days, because that is how long it takes for the body to convert. In our case, we go for 12. At the end of the 12 days, you check whether you lost the water weight. If you did, you know you achieved the keto conversion. If not, you have to make a few adjustments and try again. But like I said, this is the heart of the whole process. If you get this right, everything else will be a breeze. Does that make sense? It is critical to get this correct. If you have a question, please ask, because this is critical to losing weight, building muscle, and toning your body on the low-carb diet. The next step of achieving keto conversion is effective carb loading. I know I always hype this up because it is so critical. If you get this right, you map out your diet plan, block fat production, achieve the absence of insulin, and then spike your diet with what we call carb loading. This is the part you haven't seen before. This is the part that transforms the lives of our customers, so pay attention. You have seen how to convert to keto, and it is very important. The goal for this next stage is to use carbs to reboot your basal metabolism. Naturally, when you go on a diet, you consume less calories. The same applies to the low-carb diet. As a result, your basal metabolism goes down, meaning you burn less and less calories as you progress through the stages of your diet. This becomes a big problem because your body becomes less and less effective with burning fat. To reboot your basal metabolism and keep it elevated, you need to load your diet with carbs. However, this is done when keto conversion has successfully taken place. Else, carb loading will do more harm than good. This is what differentiates those that are able to lose weight on the low-carb diet from those that struggle. If you do this correctly, your body will continue using fat despite the presence of glucose. This has three major advantages. 1. Insulin without the subsequent fat production boosts metabolism. 2. Glycogen stores are replenished and increases your performance. And 3. It gives you the chance to enjoy favorite foods and treats that are high in carbs. Now, the range in which carb loading is effective is very narrow. This is why it has to be controlled. Too few carbs will not reboot your metabolism, and too much carbs will knock you out of ketosis and you will start building fat. Control is the operative word here. For this purpose, we have a carb loading calculator, and there are two elements that I encourage monitoring closely. One, how you respond to the amount of carbs, and two, the effect that the duration of the carb loading has on you. In case you haven't noticed, every step that you take depends on how your body responds, because that's what matters the most. Let me walk you through the whole process of achieving keto conversion with a case study as an example so you can see how powerful this method is. Meet Lyra, who since 2013 was struggling to lose weight on the low-carb diet. The first thing she did when she started the weight loss method was to take her measurements. Her initial weight was 73 kilograms and her body fat percentage was 43. Which she was easily able to determine using a body fat percentage caliper. Based on that, she was able to determine the weight of her total amount of fat. Then using ideal fat percentage, she identified her ideal body fat. Without adding any weight to her muscle and bone mass, her ideal weight worked out to 54 kilograms and her fat weight worked out to 12 kilograms. Don't worry about how to do the calculations for now. We have a course for that. I need you to focus on following the method. Based on these calculations, she needed to lose 19 kilograms of fat to reach her lean weight. To do that, she needed about 13 months, considering that she would lose between 0.5 to 1 kilogram of fat per week. She had a very clear picture in her mind of where she was starting from and where she needed to be. The next step was how she would get there. Because she didn't know her level of insulin sensitivity, she used the top-down, which we also call the strict assessment method, to achieve the absence of insulin. She followed the guidelines and managed to achieve and maintain the absence of insulin for 12 days. After 12 days, she lost a total of 6 kilograms. But she was aware it was mostly water weight, so she didn't expect to see any change in size. For her, this was a milestone because according to the guidelines, the 6 kilograms was within the range of confirming that she did indeed achieve keto conversion. This was an important juncture because had she not achieved keto conversion, she would not proceed to the next stage. Now that she knew she achieved keto conversion, she was ready to spike her diet with carbs. Based on her initial assessment, the allowable carbs were 450 grams over a period of 36 hours. Do you see how powerful this step-by-step method is? Cool. Let's continue. So now that your body has stopped producing fat, we can start examining and focusing on fat metabolism or fat burning itself, which is simply how you start and maximize fat burning, how you make your body burn away the excess fat it had been storing all these years. We are going to use something called the 5-minute keto cycle satiation assessment to find your optimum fat burning zone for your body. But first, let's look at Fat Metabolism 101, the basics, the key components of every successful weight loss strategy on the planet. So you can go from having 30 to 40% body fat and plateauing at the same weight, struggling to lose weight, to burning maximum fat, losing up to 1 kilogram of fat every week, and you can learn how to harness the power of the low-carb diet on demand. If I have contributed anything in this overcrowded weight loss space, it is the keto cycle satiation assessment that you see here. This might be the most powerful part of this training in terms of context for you because it puts your entire fat burning strategy on one page. This works for anyone that wants to maximize fat burning. In fact, when we carry out the fat burning optimization for your weight loss, it's going to be based on this. I just use what I call the hunger test to tweak it to your specific goal and how your body responds. But these are the core elements of every successful weight loss on the low-carb diet, and the model is based on what I call the swim lanes. So, If you think about it, when you look at this image here, you see in the middle lanes the meals broken down into their respective macronutrients. I don't want to dehumanize your weight loss strategy, but your meals are made up of calories, macronutrients, meal intervals, and the number of meals. You start by determining the most ideal proportions for each macronutrient to have the most effective impact for your desired goal for the phase, and combine with an interval plan that will give enough time for your body to burn the maximum amount of fat. That way, even though counting calories is important, you wouldn't need to count the number of calories you take. So, if you are following, you will notice that there are 4 key elements that we monitor in the keto cycle satiation assessment. 1. The total amount of calories you consume in a day. 2. The source and proportions of the 3 macronutrients. 3. The intervals between each meal. That is, the period in which you are not eating but not starving yourself at the same time. And 4. The number of meals that you have in a day. In the perfect world, you would continue to lose weight immediately after achieving keto conversion. But life doesn't work like that. In fact, this is the part where most people get stuck. It is just a simple fact that the body doesn't like losing weight. So, what the swim lanes are channels we use to induce fat metabolism, monitor it, and make necessary changes to keep the body firing at its full potential. On the top of the page here, you can see the time you have your meals. So, what time of day do you feel hungry without the urge to binge, snack, or just feel the need to chew on something? What times does your body have the real need to nourish your body cells? The trick here is to eat only when you're hungry, not according to a specific schedule. And you will need to take note of this because it will help you determine whether you are burning body fat or not. So, if you feel real hunger in shorter intervals, you will immediately know that you are not in the fat metabolism zone, and you will adjust your macronutrients proportions and start the cycle again. In the middle, we have the macronutrients themselves. What proportion of each of them do you have per meal? And how are they distributed throughout the course of the day? Do the proportions propel you into the maximum fat burning zone? At the bottom, you have the intervals between each meal. Basically, this is the period between each time you feel hungry and have something to eat. This interval helps you determine whether you are still in the fat burning zone or not, and the time period you are keeping your body in that state. But for the sake of this, and to keep it very, very useful and impactful for you now, this is the one-page fat burning maximization one-pager. At the end of the day, you are just going to fill in these blanks. So, once I give you the keto cycle satiation assessment template, I'm going to show you exactly how to use it, what to put in it, and how to proportion your macronutrients and your meals. And you're going to maximize fat burning as far as possible and move as close as possible as you can to losing 1 kilogram of fat per week. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense and you can see how powerful it can be. Now, what I want to do is zoom into the meals, the center of this image, and I call that the meal plan success factor, which is how the keto conversion content that we covered earlier fits in with the rest of your weight loss plan. So, if you look on your left, you have your keto conversion composed of your diet plan and blocking fat production, followed by a brief control period of carb spike, and then every single fat metabolism maximization plan has 3 core components. I mean, every single successful weight loss strategy on the planet has some type of fat burning maximization, which involves stretching as far as possible the ketosis state when fat burning is at its maximum, the performance optimization, which is a very specific format which you will not see anywhere else, and the mental edge, which is simply how you keep yourself motivated and stay on the diet and achieve your desired goal. So what we are going to do now is deconstruct each of these pieces, and again, These are the elements of every successful weight loss plan, and then I'm going to show you how to apply them to maximize burning your excess fat. So, looking at the diet body weight loss method here, we can see that the first step is maintaining the absence of insulin. This is the one piece of education material you use to keep your body burning 2 to 10 times more body fat and, more importantly, set the stage for the rest of your weight loss plan. What did I say? Well, if you look at the fat burning maximization success factor here, we know that every diet uses some kind of calorie control through meal planning to maintain the absence of insulin. Now, that could be low fat, high fat, meal frequency, calorie restriction, satiation cycling, but it is what you use to maintain the absence of insulin. Most people make the mistake of counting the amount of carbs they eat instead of monitoring how the body responds. The one thing that they miss is that our bodies respond differently to the same amount of carbs. For example, when I eat 50 grams of carbs, my insulin level shoots to about 460 picomole per liter. But when my brother eats the same amount of 50 grams of carbs, his insulin level rises to only 210. My insulin level is more than 2 times the amount of that of my brother's for the same amount of carbs, even though we are related. What does that mean? It simply means that he has a higher glucose tolerance compared to me. And that means that he can eat more carbs than I can and still maintain the absence of insulin. That is why some people are able to flourish on higher carbs more than others. Also, this is basically why general meal plans and recipes that don't employ an upfront form of planning are not effective for losing weight. You need to rather learn how to maintain the absence of insulin. We use something we call the absence of insulin impact matrix. It's very nerdy, I know, but we want to use a strategy that is highly effective and one in which your body will respond well to. So, even though you might put in a lot of effort in eating less carbs, using meal plans and recipes, if you can maintain the absence of insulin, your body will not burn enough fat or might not burn any fat at all to lose weight. We use something we call the hunger test to make sure that your strategy to maintain the absence of insulin meets these 3 criteria to maximize fat burning over longer periods based on how your body responds. Fasting is the period you spend from one meal to another without eating and not feeling hungry. Maximum fat burning occurs while you fast. The longer you remain in the fasting state, the more fat you will continue burning. I call it the fat burning zone. However, immediately starvation sets in, the fat burning drops significantly, at which point you have to eat. And when you do eat, fat burning stops and the body uses what you ate as the source of energy. Avoiding staying starved. Starving is the time you spend without eating while feeling hungry at the same time. Starving is both hard and slows down metabolism, making you burn less fat. Conventional weight loss methods teach you to eat small meals more frequently during the course of the day. This is not only hard, it is also not effective in the long run. In between meals intervals. If your fasting periods are less than 3 hours, then your body is not given enough time to burn your belly fat. It is primarily using what you eat as its source of energy. If your fasting periods are more than 3 hours, your body is tapping into your fat reserves and burning more of your body fat for energy. We use a framework for maintaining the absence of insulin, called the ultimate absence of insulin. But the bottom line is, I'm going to show you a real case study and show you exactly what you should be using for your weight loss to be effective in just a moment. Once you have mastered how to maximize fat burning, the second step of the process is optimizing your performance. In fact, optimizing your fat burning and your performance or energy levels go hand in hand. This is very important that you get it right. It is a unique method of the diet body weight loss method because it is the gauge that you have to use to determine how adapted you are to oxidizing fats and rapidly transform your body from a fat factory to a fat furnace. The more adapted you become, the more energetic you will be, and you will find yourself flourishing on fats. Let me explain what that means. We use an energy amplifier guide. Again, right after learning how to maximize fat burning, there's a specific outline, and for people that just want to lose weight, this could be their full program. You wouldn't have to engage in strenuous workouts or complex programs or doing some more advanced weight loss techniques. You just need to master how to maximize fat burning and then optimize your energy. I hope that makes sense. Let's dig into more detail. Increasing your mental edge would depend on your starting point, your goal, and how long it will take you to get there, which you should have the ability to determine by now. So, every single diet has a psychological component to it. This is how participants stay motivated to follow the program and inspired to stay on it. And that could be one-on-one discussions, a weight loss community, family support, peer support, having a mentor, but this is simply your support system. What makes you wake up and do what you need to do for the day and move one step closer to reaching your goal. Now, the more rigid your support system is, the more solid your keto conversion. As you saw, the foundation accounts for 80% of your success. So, I just want you to understand before we proceed that you have to nail the keto conversion. That's 80% of your success. And it is going to make everything you do super easy, or at least take away a lot of your friction and setting up things like increasing your mental edge, maximizing fat burning and performance because you did your homework. Takeaway: every single weight loss strategy has these three elements. Okay, I'm really excited to talk about secret number 2, how to combine metabolic workouts and intermittent fasting to boost your metabolism and drop your body fat as low as 10% or having a flat tummy, and tone your body and add some lean muscle to your frame without spending hours at the gym, using expensive products, or keeping yourself hungry. So, this is going to be really powerful and transformational for you. Let's zoom out and look at the weight loss method and where we are now. We are talking about exercise finally. Now it is time to take your weight loss to a whole new level using what we call the set point adjustment. Most people start with exercise and fasting to lose weight. They have it upside down. They are not looking at the weight loss process in phases, much less the foundation. 80% of your success is going to lie in achieving keto conversion and optimizing fat oxidation and performance, as we saw earlier. But now, let's talk about how to put it all together using the set point adjustment that made me drop my body fat from 18% to 11% without staying hungry and gained over 6 kilograms of lean muscle with only 30 minutes working out 3 times a week. So anytime you can spend 90 minutes a week working out and gain as much as 6 kilograms of muscle, you must be doing something right. I achieved all this without the help of a professional trainer, and most of our members are using the same model. So pay attention. I think this is going to be a lot different than what most people are telling you to do for your workouts. Let's talk about how to go from having belly fat to having a flat tummy, where people start asking you how you did it to achieve such an amazing transformation. This is really powerful because using this method, I was able to take advantage of my optimized energy and performance levels to increase my strength and muscle mass. Actually, it wasn't very hard. It was when I stopped doing all the complicated stuff that I started getting results. Let me show you how to go from a total state of body shaping overwhelm where you're trying to figure things out, which workouts are the best, when you're supposed to eat, which type of products you're supposed to use before or after your workouts, how many hours you should spend working out, should you do cardio or resistance training. Everyone tells you to work hard with the workouts and not necessarily working smart about it. So, instead of pitching a tent at the gym to get results, Let's talk about how you can turn your body from a sweatpants couch potato where you put in many gym hours and barely making through your sessions alive, but still not getting into shape, to a swimsuit flat tummy model without training like an athlete. Think about what it will mean for you to spend only 90 minutes a week working out without a trainer and get the body of your dreams. That's what I'm going to show you how to do. If you look at the diet body weight loss method here, you will notice that we are at the core strength development stage, which is simply how you develop a foundation onto which you will build your intended body shaping goal. We use the 5-minute foundation core development model. You're really going to dig this. The one-page template that you use to look at based on your level of fitness, which is a reality. You can't go from zero to the most advanced workouts in the world. You will never get there. So, starting with your body type, are you an endomorph, an ectomorph, or mesomorph? And then apply the appropriate techniques to develop your core. Then we move to the core technique of your workouts. What's your main goal? Do you want to build more muscle? Do you want to tone your body? And then the cool-off technique. Part of the reason why people aren't successful with increasing their fitness and shaping their bodies and looking the same year in, year out is that they are trying to do the most advanced techniques that they see other professionals do right off the bat. Worse still, they do not employ techniques that are effective for their particular body type. If you're an endomorph, running on the treadmill to lose weight is not only harder, but a complete waste of time. The only beneficiary is your gym that keeps collecting money for your membership. If they're trying to tone their body, they try doing isolation workouts that advanced bodybuilders use for sculpting because they saw it being done. It just doesn't make sense. You have to be sure you're climbing the right mountain. I'm going to show you one program that you should be using right now that is going to save you a heck of a lot of time and wasted effort, hopefully. So, this is the 5-minute foundation core development model, and it looks at, okay, what is your body type? What is your core objective? And what cooling down technique you should employ? And based on this, you simply calibrate your workout regime to your body type and what you want to achieve for your workouts. In other words, if you're an ectomorph, you use Ectocore Foundation Builder. Basically, you ditch the treadmill. You're lean enough. Long, slow distance work is the worst thing you can do. Second, don't pack your weight sessions with classic isolation moves like bicep curl. You need to build your training program around big compound movements like squats, deadlifts, and bench press. These involve more muscles and give you the hormonal boost that helps you build muscle. You can still use isolation moves, but they need to supplement your main workout. Around 80% of your workouts should be based on hitting your major muscle groups. Then, based on what your main goal is, you use the Slim Firm Tone for slimming and toning, or the Optimax Mass for packing massive muscle gains. If you're a mesomorph, you use Mesocore Foundation Builder. Mesomorphs are the gifted few that naturally have an athletic body. Mesomorphs should train athletically to capitalize on their genetic gift. So do sprints, box jumps, and vertical jumps or other explosive moves. You respond well to low reps and power moves. Alternatively, give interval sprints a go. They will pump up your metabolism for the rest of the day and really strip away fat. The body type that most people find challenging to work with is the endomorph. Our method is by far the easiest way to get results. Being an endomorph myself, this is what I use to reshape my body. Again, you use the Endocore Foundation Builder. There's no point in spending hours on a treadmill. If you're trying to lose weight, you need to ditch long, slow, steady-state cardiovascular work for more interval-based conditioning to strip away fat. I combined hypertrophy or muscle-building work with conditioning to strip away that unwanted body fat. I interchanged Optimax Mass workouts with Slim Firm Tone techniques with the 8-to-1 split to maximize muscle growth and fat burning and to avoid plateauing. If you look at the diet body weight loss method here, you will notice that we are at the natural fat burning hormone boosting stage. This goes hand in hand with the muscle growth stimulation, which is simply how you actually do your body shaping to achieve your goal. Basically, your workout routine will be composed of a 5-minute warm-up, followed by a natural fat burning and muscle building hormone booster workouts, either the Optimax mass workouts or the Slim Firm Tone techniques, then concluded with a 5-minute cool down. Optimax mass workouts are great if your goal is to gain muscle. You learn how to add resistance to your natural movement to maximize muscle engagement and minimize straining your joints. You also learn how to employ the technique we call OptiFail Rep, which is basically a technique that maximizes muscle fiber stimulation and hypertrophy to optimize muscle growth quicker. Then you learn how to utilize all 3 phases of each rep you perform. You will find most people throwing weights around at the gym. This is because most people focus on the positive portion of the rep cycle. This is the part where you lift the weight, like when you are bench pressing. This portion accounts for only 30% of the overall muscle stimulation. The negative phase on the rep cycle, on the other hand, accounts for up to 60%. This is why you can spend only 30 minutes of working out using Optimax mass workouts and achieve better results than someone that spends 90 minutes using conventional methods. The Slim Firm Tone techniques are great for those that want to just tone their body, but they can be alternated with the Optimax mass workouts to get the best of both worlds, and the ratio can be determined by what you intend to achieve. You may even change the regime as time goes. If you feel you have packed enough muscle, you can switch to the Slim Firm Tone techniques to continue to decrease your body fat percentage. Both techniques are great for burning more fat by prolonging the afterburn effect. This is basically the state in which your body continues to burn fat as though you are still working out, even though you are resting. This is what makes the 2 techniques superior. This effect essentially boosts your basal metabolism and keeps it elevated for longer periods. On top of that, the techniques boost natural muscle building and fat burning hormones. These techniques are the easiest to use in the world. You will not need a trainer to execute these techniques. You can do them on your own or with a gym partner. The truth is, you don't have to work very hard to get results that you want. You just have to work smart. Do you remember Lyra? She followed the same method. She identified herself with endomorphs and developed her core and then moved on to Slim Firm Tone techniques. The combined effect of maximizing fat burning of the previous phase and the basal metabolic boost of this phase, she was able to lose 13 kilograms and dropped from size 16 to size 12 in only 6 months. I'm telling you, anyone can follow this method. You can do it too. Now is the time to rapidly lose your most stubborn fat by dropping your set point as far as you can. You should not do intermittent fasting if you have not lost at least 60% of the overall weight that you need to lose to reach your target. You will eventually struggle to get your numbers down if you start fasting too soon. As I mentioned earlier, 80% of your success lies in achieving keto conversion. So now, let's talk about how to put it all together using intermittent fasting that helped me lower my set point and dropped my body fat from 18% to 11% without starving or staying hungry. And this was my first try at intermittent fasting that made me drop my body fat by that much. I've since tweaked the process and most of our members are using the same model, so pay attention. I think this is going to be a lot different from what people are telling you to do with dropping your set point using intermittent fasting. Let's talk about how to go from plateauing to losing even the most stubborn fat where others start wondering whether you are an athlete. Looking at the weight loss success factors, we are talking about one method. Hopefully this image now makes a lot more sense. After achieving keto conversion, maximizing fat burning and performance, and learning how to boost your metabolism with workouts, now we get to put some electricity into the circuit with intermittent fasting. As you can see that this stuff works. As you can see from the screen, I dropped almost 12 kilograms, mainly fat weight and less water weight, using fast cycling that I started in January until October 2017. At one point in time, I was beginning to gain some weight, but I rapidly started dropping off the weight. And here's why. It is very important. There's a fast cycling schedule that I figured out that I haven't seen anybody else talking about. It is very simple to use. All you have to do is reverse engineer your numbers so you know how many meals you want to be eating in a day and the duration of your longest interval and how far you are from reaching your ideal target weight. You simply look at the schedule you hope to maintain and say, I want to eat 3 meals a day, make my longest interval 10 hours, and I have 7 kilograms of fat left for me to reach my ideal target weight. So what you do is say, I'm going to aim to lose 500 grams of fat every week, so I will give myself 16 weeks or 4 months to reach my lean target weight. Then you spread the stages out and start with the initiation and give it say 2 months, where you gradually reduce your number of meals per day to say about 2. Then for the following 2 months, you start increasing your longest interval from say 8 hours to 16 hours. Then in your 4th to 6th month, you alternate between fasting and non-fasting. Then you use the final 2 months for smoothing out. That might be a little overwhelming. Let me walk you through this. It's actually quite simple. The most important part is that you don't fast randomly. Remember the drop in metabolism that we talked about? I said starving induces hunger. So what you want is initiate fasting and extend it without inducing survival mode. That would in turn start to lower your metabolism. This would be counterproductive. I have come across people that fast for more than 48 hours to get better results. This only happens because you broke your metabolism. You now need to go for extended hours in order to make it effective. I don't want you to run into that. So don't fast randomly. Ease into it and gradually increase. Don't overdo it. Then after you peak, start to alternate. You can alternate days or alternate weeks. Your body will guide you with what is more effective for you. You will immediately pick it up when you didn't have a productive week. Hopefully that makes sense. This is the strategy that I use to reach 11% body fat, a step-by-step method that you can put into use right away. You now know what to do at least. Now let me show you how. So, the most important part of this training is actually how you can get the results, how you can implement this, how you can get your questions answered, and kind of make this life transformation happen for you. So secret 3 is how you can use a successful weight loss method right now and go from having 30 to 40% body fat and struggling to lose weight to having as little as 10% body fat and maintain your lean weight forever on the low carb diet while cutting out 90% of wasted time and guesswork. So how to get there 5 times faster. Let's cover what it takes to win fast. And by what it takes to win fast, I mean how you can get from where you are now to where you want to go and start to lose weight on the low carb diet without the frustration of getting stuck or plateauing, and most importantly, without ever buying another overpriced and overhyped diet plan, diet program, or course again. I want to underscore that because what I'm about to show you is much different than anything you've ever seen out there. I think we have truly disrupted the weight loss industry with this, and let me show you how we can help you get results. So, we have covered a great deal in a very short time. Hopefully, you now know what to do and what not to do when it comes to losing weight on the low carb diet. You need to achieve keto conversion. You need to plan, you need to achieve the absence of insulin, you need to spike your diet to reboot your metabolism, you need to boost your metabolism and drop your set point to reach your target lean weight. But now I want to show you how. In other words, exactly how we can help you get these results with our method quickly. It's called the Diet Buddy Weight Loss Community, and I'm very excited to show you this. I think you can tell. We have a tool we call the Belly Fat to Six-Pack Weight Loss Success Path, and it shows the 4 stages of weight loss, right? So, if you're watching this, you are in one of these stages. You are either in the struggling stage, where your body stores more fat than it burns for energy, as you can see at the bottom here. You have more than 30% body fat. Or maybe you're at the constant plateau stage, where you keep gaining back the weight that you lose. Or maybe you already have increased muscle to fat ratio, or you are an optimum fat metabolizer. In other words, you have already reached 15 to 10% body fat. But even then, you probably are finding it hard to maintain your lean weight because you are not using a method that is easy and predictable, where you can control your weight easier and on demand, right? So, if you're in this struggling stage or the plateau stage, I want to show you exactly how we can help you. Again, if you're struggling or plateaued, pay attention. This is really going to be a game changer. So, we talked about the path from point A to point B, the weight loss method, right? How to implement the right keto conversion, the right fat metabolism, basal metabolic boost, how to drop the set point, and everything we just said. And you have to do this in order. You have to actually take the time and get every step right, because it builds on itself, and there's nothing more frustrating and kind of riskier than hoping to lose weight on the low-carb diet and realizing, oh, you don't have the right method for achieving keto conversion or workout plan in place. That would be a nightmare. So let me show you something that I'm really excited about and how we can help you lose weight faster, bottom line. So what I've done is I'm taking every step in this process, every step in this framework I've shown you. Keto conversion to maximizing fat burning and boosting basal metabolism to dropping the set point and fasting, and I've broken it down into step-by-step training with frameworks and templates, done for you cheat sheets and checklists. So you can show up, go through a quick piece of training, fill out the framework and move on, okay? And it covers everything, from the beginner's diet planning, how to map and plan your weight loss journey and make it a success, Banting Diet Weight Loss 101 course, the knowledge that shows you how to lose weight consistently on the low-carb diet. Then we help you craft that information so you can achieve the absence of insulin to block fat production and lose all the water weight. Then you move on to learning how to choose the right kind of fats to use in your diet and ensure that the good cholesterol is elevated while the bad cholesterol drops, and also help you maintain the absence of insulin better to maximize fat burning. And with the weight loss progression course, you learn how to monitor, tweak, and adjust your progress to avoid plateauing so you can burn fat 2 to 10 times quicker and help you reach your goal faster. Then we get into Natural Performance Boost. This is one of the most robust courses I've ever built. It breaks down how to manage your allowable carbs in your diet to maximize fat burning and performance. This course has tons of checklists and frameworks and even accomplishment badges, so we know that you're on track. It's super cool, and I'll show you how it works in a minute. Foundation core building, how to build a solid core as a foundation for the more advanced body toning and muscle building workouts. Then comes the Optimax Mass workouts. This is a unique course for those that wish to learn how to build more muscle in less time with less workouts. And the Slim Firm Tone shows techniques that you can use to achieve a natural firm tone for your body. These two are beasts of courses in a good way. They are very robust courses with tons of demonstrations, because to pull off a successful body shaping regime is not just about workouts themselves. You have to schedule a routine, a workout plan, a nutrition plan, what to eat before and after the workouts. There's a lot there, but I have actually broken down where I actually give you a regime template of my signature workouts. So if you just show up and decide what you want to achieve and follow the programs that I advise you to, our clients have told us this is the best workout training out there, and it is valued at only 2.8. And these are real market values, by the way, not fabricated or inflated values. These are actual market values for these courses, although we create better courses than most people out there simply because we break it down into step-by-step frameworks and give you the checklists, the templates, and cheat sheets to go with it. So it's not just content. You are actually moving through a process and completing a workbook. Now, low-carb intermittent fasting. This is one of our new courses and it is constantly evolving. And by the time you get to this stage, you will realize how easy we have made every process, and we have closed the loop. Everything that you need, from planning your weight loss journey to keto conversion to maximizing fat burning and boosting your metabolism to shaping your body, is presented with screen-by-screen training all the way to losing the most stubborn fat. And we are only adding more content. It is pretty awesome. So, more important than just courses, here's the deal. You're going to get stuck. Newsflash. We have made losing weight as simple as I've ever seen it done before. And by the way, I'm not saying I invented the low-carb diet. I didn't invent body toning or muscle building. I didn't invent fasting. I simply took all the frustration I went through from buying all the courses and attending seminars and paying for high-priced programs, gym memberships, and everything in between, and I put it into a step-by-step, end-to-end process. I aligned the content so it makes sense in a logical flow, just like going to medical school or a chef school. You know there's a curriculum, okay? But you will get stuck. I have made it simple, but you will get stuck along the way. You're going to have questions. You're going to get frustrated. So, I created what I think is the perfect success environment. What the heck is a success environment? Well, we kinda hacked the 4 things that virtually every person that wants to lose weight has in place. Every high performance and successful dieter. And I call it the MAPS environment. This stands for mentorship, accountability, peer support, and systems. In other words, you need mentorship from someone who's been there and accomplished what you want to accomplish. You need accountability. You need to show up. You need to have a clear goal for the week, for the month, for the quarter. Say what you're going to do and actually report back and accomplish it. You need peer support. You need to surround yourself with awesome, focused, positive-minded people who are going where you're going and are even a little bit ahead of you that can help you pull along the way. And you need systems. That's what we've been talking about for this training. You need the frameworks and the templates and the training in a step-by-step format, okay? So we've put all that together. All the training with live coaching webinars and access to a community of people who are there to help you, who you're going to be helping. I put all that into one place, okay? So very, very simple. All these courses separately without the deceptive marketing. These are real market values, and some of you might think this is low for these courses, especially if you bought or purchased those expensive courses for over $20,000. If you consider products that you buy that cost you about $2,000 a month, add that together. That comes to over $24,000 a year. The worst part is these products only solve one piece of the puzzle that don't fit together. What I have for you right here is the real value, $16,676, okay? I have thrown some bonus courses into this offer because this is content upgraded in the past that people really love, like how to reverse insulin resistance naturally to lose belly fat, which was one of the most downloaded books on Kindle. I had one of the best-selling insulin-controlled diet booklets that explains why most people struggle to lose weight on the low-carb diet and which foods trigger insulin as much as carbs do, if not more, although they are not themselves carbs. I have added that here. Plus, we're always adding new content. How to make the low-carb diet cost-effective for you and save, how to create your own meal plans and recipes suited for your needs, goals, and how your body responds, how to start your own weight loss course, how to build more muscle without supplements, how to find time to work out when you have a busy schedule, how to manage your diet with limited time, and everything else, right? So we are always looking at the next friction, then the next frustration that our members have, and creating great content to satisfy that. Okay, so if you add all that together, the courses, the bonus courses, and everything I've talked about, it's pretty awesome. 20,000 Rand in value. Now, am I saying I'm going to charge you 20,000 Rand? No. Am I going to charge you 10,000 Rand? No. Am I going to charge you 1,000 Rand? No. Am I not going to charge you 500 Rand? Nope. Am I going to charge you 400 Rand? No. Am I going to charge you 300 Rand? This is why this is disruptive. I don't want to freak you out, but here's the deal. Everything that I've talked about, I've put together into one product for 187 Rand per month. Check this out. I mean it. 187 Rand per month for everything that I've talked about. All the courses to block fat production, to achieve keto conversion, to reshape your body, to get a flat tummy, plus a growing curriculum of courses we're releasing. This is absolutely the world's most effective platform to learn how to lose weight on the low-carb diet when you're starting from over 30% body fat. What's really cool is that people love the webinar sessions that we have as well, okay? So, it is time to say goodbye to all the frustration and stress and buying expensive meal plans, recipes, or courses that only fit one piece of the puzzle. And you know you have a lot of passion, but you're not getting results because you're frustrated. Well, of course you're not getting results. You're not following a clear path. You're trying to piece it all together, which could take 10 minutes or 10 years, okay? So I think about time versus money, and the biggest pivotal moment for me, the biggest game changer, was when I realized that often the solution lies in a sequence of simple steps rather than one big giant complex leap. There's no direct correlation between your time, your calendar, and your desire to lose weight. That's what I want for you. And I've removed the financial excuse. So if you're watching this, you have not achieved keto conversion and you want to lose weight and achieve what you only see in testimonials. Before maybe you'd say, well, this course or that program is too expensive. So I've worked and worked and worked and refined and tested to bring you an offer that disrupts the industry, and it's a guru-killing program. It's a revolution. We stand against a lot of that guru stuff. You know, just nickel and diming with big promises, everyone selling the 3 steps to XYZ, and then you pay over 1,000 to 2,000 Rand only to lose your water weight. But then you're stuck with, how do I do my workouts? How do I fast? How do I lose stubborn fat? It's a pain, right? So we've put everything under one roof. It's super, super powerful. All you have to do if you want to get started is click on the link or button below. One of the reasons why we have one of the highest conversion rates for weight loss and trainings and events that we do is because we've disrupted the space. So, people associate price with value, thinking the higher the price, the more valuable it is. I'm telling you, we've created equally or more effective courses content, added frameworks and templates, and training and support behind it, and charging you 10% of the price. So, with any one of these other courses, you're guaranteed to pay more money. I'm saying, come to our community and try it. We have the best content, yet we are the cheapest, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can get half off if you sign up annually. So, you get 50% off. That comes out to less than 95 Rand a month, okay? So I want you to think about it. I'm really excited about the people that are in there. Again, the results from people of different ages and gender. You know, male, female, young, old, as long as you want to lose weight and reshape your body on the low-carb diet. It just fires me up every day. I hear people saying, hey, I finally reached my target weight. People that are saying, oh, I can now wear my favorite dress or pants. The energy that we have is super amazing, and I want you to check it out. I don't mean to oversell it. I'm just hyped up to show you this because I know there's a big chance you've probably never seen anything like this before. It really works well. Check it out. Think about what's the risk for you. If I take this down to 187 Rand a month, what do you spend on things like coffee? What does that break down per day? About 6 Rand a day to learn how to lose weight, to give you a complete checklist from point A to point B. And again, if you don't think this is the right program for you, I would just say, okay, show me an A to Z program that walks you from planning your diet to achieving keto conversion, to maximizing fat burning, to optimizing your performance, to boosting your metabolism with workouts, to losing stubborn fat with intermittent fasting. I haven't seen it out there. Our members haven't seen anything like this out there. So if what you're doing now is working, that's great. I'm showing you a clear path to success. I'd really like to see you in the community. All you have to do is click on the link or button given below to sign up right now for just 187 Rand a month, or you can save half off with an annual membership. So, pretty cool. Thanks for showing up for the training. Again, you know exactly what to do. I showed you exactly what to do, and then I showed you how I can help you achieve the results. So, there hasn't been a playbook before for startups for dieters. There hasn't been a clear path. There hasn't been an instruction manual, if you will. And again, everywhere in life, there's a path to follow. That is exactly what we've put together in this weight loss method. We have taken away the pain and frustration that most dieters face on the low-carb diet. If you want to learn how to lose weight on the low-carb diet, click on the link below and sign up for only 187 Rand per month. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.